I am the big tank.
On the battlefield of life, nothing's harder than a
Tank.
tank. Yeah, have you ever met a man, hearts full of love, bigger than a
Tank.
tank?
Big tank.
He served in a few wars, he's a veteran that stands for a cause. For the best interviews and news, just keep it glued to the
Tank. I
tank.
am the tank. Big
Big
tank.
Tank Talk.
Tank.
Big Tank Talk.
Tank. Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Big Tank Talk. Today, introducing at standing 5'5" and 160 pounds, not large in stature but large in heart, my friend Justin.JM.McNeil. Justin, welcome to Big Tank Talk.
Thanks for having me, Tank. I appreciate the honor. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
It is my honor to have you here. Trust me. Now, every interview starts with the same question. Tell us a little bit about you and how you came to be on Clapper.
Okay. Well, my name's Justin. I went to college for television broadcasting with film, and it's been fun. I'm also a disabled veteran. I've been in the Canadian military, Canadian Navy, and I came to Clapper because a long time ago, way before this whole ban TikTok thing was going on, I got it in my head that TikTok was going to get banned. And I brought a lot of people over. I migrated. I think it's a similar story to a lot of people. But yeah, I came here and I found a community. At first, you walk into Clapper, you might see some things that might not be for everybody, to each their own. But at the end of the day, you're going to find a community here, and I think I found it, and it's like self. What's the word I'm trying to say? It's just great. It's good. I think you find somebody for yourself.
I agree, and I've made some really great friends here, and I'm happy to still be here. Um, I will jump in with Paul's first question. Who's influenced you the most in your life?
In my life.
Yeah.
Starting off easy, huh? Who's influenced me most in my life? I've never been the kind of guy to have. This is the always the question in school. Like when you're a kid, they're like, make a thing about your hero and stuff. I've never had a personal hero, so I unfortunately I don't know how to answer this question. Uh, everybody, like I'm influenced by everybody around me. I don't have anybody that I hyper idealize or anything like that. But sorry.
That's absolutely fair. And it's a reasonable question, but that's a very good answer for it as well. Um, you mentioned you were Canadian Navy, so are you or were you a Canadian citizen?
Yeah, I'm still Canadian. I hope to be a Canadian citizen my whole life. Best country in the world, no contest. Not a contest. But yeah, I was born in Canada, raised in Canada, and right now I'm currently living in Germany because I mean I think we'll get to this, but I met my wife here on this app,
Yeah.
and I'm a very lucky man. But yeah, I moved to Germany, but always Canadian.
So is she the reason you moved to Germany?
Absolutely. You think I like being across enemy lines? What kind of question is this? You you know, well, let me tell you a quick story without getting too derailed. The first time I came here, I was in a cab, and on taxi cabs, you could always hear the radio going like or whatever. I would, we were driving to my wife's house. Her name's Etchi, by the way. We're driving there, and we're passing by all these political posters that were for some reason Art Deco on the wall, and it's like all these like imagery, and the taxi cab is just speaking in like German. I don't know what they're saying, but and I was wearing a poppy on my chest, so they knew who I was, and I was Canadian. I just felt like, what am I doing here? It was scary, but you know what? I think at the end of the day, it was a good decision.
All right, Justin. So you mentioned that you met your wife here on Clapper. Can you tell us about how you guys actually met here on Clapper?
Sure. Yeah, I remember it pretty good actually. So it was back, kind of in my early days of Clapper. I was doing pretty good for the time. Like I was constantly on the For You page, like in the lives, and I was doing like pretty good, at least at the first couple of ones. And I remember that Etchy came into my live and she raised her hand. And back then I would let everybody up into the box because I would kind of do what you're doing right now. I would do like little mini interviews, right? And she came in, I remember seeing her, and she was absolutely stunning. But to me, like, that's not any way I base my conversation off of. I just thought, like, this is cool. And something I used to do in my lives is I used to try to make people laugh. So she would not laugh for anything I did. Nothing. She didn't think I was funny at all until I went to the washroom and I showed her my mirror. And on my mirror, I mean, I could even show you right now. On my mirror, hang on, stay with me here. I had some googly eyes, and they look kind of like this, you know? And they would
That's
just go into
awesome,
my
man.
eyes. Yeah, and that's exactly what got her to laugh. Anyways, long story short, she messaged me a couple of weeks later, and we talked on Discord for about a year or so, and we just when you click, you click. When it works, it works, and we made the
Absolutely.
time, we made the effort, we made the time, and here we are.
I want to take a minute and welcome in my dear friend Ronan and my beautiful significant other, Tuzzlebug, who is Tabby. Glad to see you guys here. Always great when I have my favorite people in during these interviews. Um, I got to ask you, why do you wear the red nose?
This one's a little complicated. So what I like to do, can I just explain what I love to do with the nose? And maybe this will clear it up a
Absolutely.
little bit. Okay, so I love to just go outside and use my peripherals. And if I see somebody look at me, I'll start like this. And if I see somebody through the corner of my eye look at me and look away, I'll pop it on really quick, hopefully. And they look away and they look at me again. And then I'll take it off when they look away again, kind of like a little mind game, and I'll never make eye contact with them. I'll just act like I'm like taking something off the shelf, right? And I like to think I'm just changing their day a little bit, like I'm giving them a story to talk about. Um, it's kind of it sounds really dumb, but it's something that I would like to happen to me. Like I want to experience life where it's something silly or just kind of off the wall happens, and I don't know. That's kind of why I do it. Also, there's a lot of a darker answer, but I don't know if we should get into that. But really, it just makes me happy to make people happy.
Yep. It's and in any question I have, how in depth you go is entirely up to you. When did you start wearing the red nose?
Wow, geez, maybe 5 years. I don't want to put a solid time on it, but it was definitely when I was getting out of a rough spot, and I relocated, and I was definitely all alone and isolated. This was before COVID made everybody isolated. I was just
Right.
I was doing COVID before it was cool, you know, and that's when it started. Yeah.
It's absolutely. Now, I'll tell you, I did go through your content and generating these questions. I know one of the things I've noticed in your videos is you do dares. So, what is the craziest dare you've ever done?
Jeez, craziest dare I've ever done. I guess move to Germany and marry somebody is pretty crazy. Um, I don't know what the craziest dare I've ever done. I can't put any, you know what we used to do in high school is we used to go out what's called we call it the pits, but basically it was just like some dunes outside the high school, and we would well they'd shove me into a steel rusted garbage can and throw me down this hill. And at the bottom of the hill, we had this ramp that was made out of a picnic table. And I would just launch this crazy stuff. Look, Jackass was cool back then, and it was a bad idea. It was a bad idea. Don't do stuff like that.
Well, that's no crazier than what I did when I was a kid. We used to jump a ramp, and on bicycles, and I did that on a bike in which the front tire just kind of turned on its own.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
good.
Well, no, it was great until you landed, and then that front tire hit when it was facing sideways instead of in line with the bike. I went rolling through a parking lot that way. It was interesting. Is there a dare you wouldn't accept?
You know, sometimes you get hit so hard that it flashes white. That's when you know you made a mistake. Like, yeah.
Okay. And I've seen some of your interactions with Princess Cherry Coke here on the in your content. What makes your relationship with her strong?
Hey, don't tell my wife about her, please. Uh, jokes. Yeah, what makes it strong is, we connect. I don't know, it's so hard to summarize. It's been a journey. It's been a really great journey. It started off with her reaching out to me, and I was kind of hyper paranoid, like, why do you want my Snapchat? I'm not about that, Oh, I thought it was just going to be superficial, but it wasn't. We legitimately we spent like 8 hours a day for years. Uh, like a year and a half, like just talking every day. We shared artwork, we shared stories, we shared everything, you know. And when you know, you know.
I got to go back. I missed this question. I just found it. Ron and I apologize. He wants to know what sports did you perform or play in?
Oh, when I was a child, my father, my adopted father at the time, he put me in everything. I was in hockey, I was in soccer, I was in baseball, but it's not fun when your abusive father is the coach. You know what I mean? So that beginning of my lifestyle with sports made me just kind of hate sports. So after little leagues and all that stuff, I kind of like I parted ways with that lifestyle.
Okay, Paul. That's the Reaper. He asked, when you met Princess, did you instantly fall in love with her?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I remember coming out of the airport, the first thing I said to her is, I said, "You're darker than I thought you would." I know that sounds bad. I know it sounds bad. It's because it was right after the summertime and she tanned a lot. And that's the first thing I said to her. But I'm just kind of recalling the play-by-play. And like she jumped in my arms and I hugged her. And she was the most beautiful thing I ever seen. And
Well, Justin, to be
absolutely.
fair, when you think German people, you don't think dark skin. You know,
Well, that's the
I'm just
thing. Like
saying.
you see photos when you live online. You see photos and stuff, and you kind of like you set up this weird. You don't mean to set an expectation, but like she blew all my expectations out of the water. It's just the first thing that came out of my mouth. It was like a stupid thing that just came out of my mouth. It didn't make any sense because she came at me so fast. But man, it was the best moment of my life. It was heartwarming.
You married her. She married you, so it must have worked for you. Um,
Yeah, yeah. Luckily.
so simply Nay. Everybody knows Nay. She's awesome. She asked, "What's the one thing that keeps you grounded, considering moving to another country?" Which is a pretty bold move, I have to say.
Thank you. The one thing that keeps me grounded, well, then I
More,
would have to
more than
choose.
it's more than
I have to choose my wife, Etchy. She's phenomenal. But outside of that, it's my three cats. They make me feel like I'm at home. And when I was at home without my wife, I wouldn't feel like I was at home. And when I would come and visit my wife when I didn't fully move here and my cats were back in Canada, I didn't feel like I was at
right.
home. So I need them all, and it makes home a home when you have a full family, and that might sound silly to some people, but it means a lot.
I know it doesn't. It makes absolute sense. It's not silly at all. Paul wants to know, what one thing would you change about Canada and why?
One thing I would change about Canada, it's too far away, I guess. One thing nothing. Canada's fantastic. What could I change about Canada? Nothing. Nothing at all. Canada's fantastic. And I'm not big into politics. If this is a political question, I'm sorry, I'm going to fail you on this one. But I love Canada. It's fantastic. It's huge. It's got a lot of resources, I guess.
Okay,
It's got a
Justin,
lot.
to be fair, this is not a pass or fail. Your answers are your answers, which make them the right answer every time anyway.
Okay.
Um, I'm not sure about. I'm going to ask this just the way Marshall put it in, because I don't understand the question. Me, because what do you miss about hike versus Germany?
Hike, hike versus Germany.
Home. Okay, he wants to know what you miss about home versus Germany.
Home. Lots of things. That's actually a great question. Ranch dressing.
Great question.
They don't. They don't have ranch dressing here in Germany. They don't have regular peanut butter. Honey, what else? A regular pizza. Look, all the pizzas here are super thin, and they're like, oh, it's Italian authentic. I don't care. Give me Domino's. I want that deep dish. You know, it's the little things, but it's all right. You get
I
over
lived
it,
in Italy. I lived in Italy for 2 years while I was in the Navy, so I understand. Yeah,
right?
Italy has pizza, but it's not pizza like going to Pizza Hut, or it's different.
No,
The toppings are different. The way they do it's different, but it's really good too. So
it's
I
very
have
good.
that Painted Memories, which is Tina, formerly as Tina's Corner. She wants to know who's your favorite painter.
Salvador Dali, I think. I think. I mean, I just like absurdity sometimes, and absurdity with meaning is a little bit extra special.
And I want to
Or,
ask. Oh, go ahead.
sorry, um, Painted Memories is also a fantastic painter. Just so
She is,
you know.
she is really, really good. Now, you said that you and your wife traded artwork, among other things, before you actually moved to Germany. Was it artwork that you guys did yourself, or just showing the artwork that you loved opposed to what she loved?
It was artwork that we made in our younger years. You know, things we kept. For me personally, it was I call them doodles, but I used to have a book. I left it back in Canada, so I can't show you. But yeah, I used to have a whole book of doodles and whatnot. And you know, she found deeper meaning in the things I was drawing, and vice versa. The same for me for her.
Okay, so you live in Germany.
Yes.
Your wife set aside, because I know she's your favorite thing about Germany.
Okay.
But what is your favorite thing about living in Germany aside from the wonderful wife that you have?
You know, I'm a big fan of the mountains. I've been all across Canada. I've seen mountains a lot, but like I like being able to go and look out my window and see the mountains because I lived in Ontario, like southern Ontario. We didn't have much of that. So I and also the architecture. Like I like to see everything. Everything here is very old and it's kind of archaic, you know. Um,
Right.
I like it. I like it. It makes you feel a little haunted, but also like you're doing something special, even if you're not. You're just going for a coffee. It's kind of cool.
And kind of, I like to think I was reading Tina's mind with this next question, but the fact that you did these doodles, are you aware that they would make fabulous content? People would love to see what you do, what you can do.
Yeah, I've never considered that. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I guess I could think about that. You make me blush. Making me blush. I'll think about it.
So Marshall asked, "How do you feel about the outlets?" And he said, "Just kidding."
The outlets, oh, like the electric outlets,
I'm
terrible,
sure that's what he meant.
garbage, garbage. Nothing. It's like it's a struggle to do anything. You gotta fight everything in. It's not good. Not good.
All right, now Justin, I do like to ask specific to Clapper questions, so if you don't mind, I'd like to get a few of those in.
Sure.
Um, I kind of expect the answer you're going to give for this, but I'll ask it anyway because I typically ask: Are there any? Who are the Clapper creators that inspire you, if any?
I'm gonna start with Steve. Steve was one of the first people. Steve, official. He was
Steve
one of the
Elliott. Yeah.
that yeah. Thank you. He was one of the first people I spoke to. I jumped into radio when I joined this app, and he just gave me, like such a great outlook on the app. And he's always been a great friend. He's never asked for anything. He's always been supportive, and he's been perfect. I think LD Sweets, I'm gonna be honest, a little bit difficult to get along with sometimes, but she's good people. Like honestly, just she's good people. She'll have your back till the end of time. She really will,
Like,
and she's fantastic. Uh, J
she'll probably
Dubs.
be. She'll probably be disappointed she missed your interview. By the way, since she's not here, because she doesn't. She
Uh,
doesn't miss it if she can help it. But
well, hi LD. So J Dubs, he's always been very welcoming. he's kind of been like the uncle for me, even though we're near the same age. It seems crazy. I would also see Queenager. Queenager, she put me in the hashtag We Dare You games, so she gave me a chance when I was just a little wee lad on this app. And people like Tank, Gangster Granny, people who just open up their arms when they already had an established community, then they had no reason to care about me. I was like, oh, he's a little tiny, small creator, and you're having me up here. This is nuts. Like people like you. This
because
is what I'm.
you are an amazing guy, and people love you. Believe it or not, Justin. There have been more than just me looking forward to this interview. I'm telling you. Um,
Yeah.
Other than your wife, have you met? How many people have you met from Clapper?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? How many
Other
people have I met
than
from Clever?
other than your wife, because you obviously met her.
No, nobody. I haven't met personally anybody else from Clapper. I know people who are now on Clapper because I brought them here that I have met in real life, but uh, actually, it's only one. His name's Chris Aruda. He's a friend of mine from Leamington. I talked him into joining the app. But other
Right.
than that, I've never met anybody in person from Clapper. I was invited to the Clapper meetup, but I was very poor and it was very far away. It was very far. I was very poor.
I get it. Trust me. I've met several people, but the only Clapper meetup I'm aware of was one in Dallas, and there was no way I was getting to that one.
That's the
Um,
one. Yeah, that's the one.
Given the pitches that we all know and live with here on Clapper, what keeps you here on Clapper?
What keeps me on Clapper is Clapper is a mistress. Clapper is that mistress that always cheats on you, but you have something that you don't know what's going on. It's like the trailer park trash relationship that you just can't quit. You know what I mean? It is just something. There's something, it's intoxicating. And I can actually for real answer this with jokes aside, it's the people. It's the people, man. The people are what makes it great. The app is what makes it difficult, and we could talk about that in a different question, but long story short, it's the people getting here.
Then you'll like this next question. If Justin.JM.McNeil was running Clapper, what would be different about it?
There wouldn't be any AI answering customer issues or support issues. Zero AI. Right now, there's nobody listening to you. Listen, I lost 27,000 followers. 27, they took me down from over 35,000 down to 8,000 followers. And every time I reached out for help, I got an AI message and it made me hurt. It hurt me so much that I ended up like abandoning the app for well over a year, which it's not cool because realistically, I wasn't here for the numbers. It kind of mind fucked me, you know? I was here for the people. And then, a year later, I ended up talking to J Dubs. I reached out and he's like, message Beta. And she's like, yeah, we're going to get this fixed. And then she just ghosted me. And well, I'm back to the AI thing. But what I realize now is I should have never left. I should have just been here for the people the whole time because I missed out on so much. This app is toxic, but it's fantastic at the same time. I don't know. I don't know.
I get it. I do. Um, all right. And going through your content, I saw a couple of videos in which, well, one in particular, in which you were being fitted for knee braces. Can I ask you what that was about?
Sure. Yeah, those are my bionic legs. That's because I have um, osteoarthritis. Why can I not say that right now? Osteoarthritis. Thank you, Hachi. Yeah, so basically, what's going on is I have this thing where like your joints just kind of deteriorate and your bones start grinding against each other. It gave me what's called degenerative disc disease, where my doctor explained it like this: the toothpaste goes out between the discs and you just erode, and eventually things are not like they should be, and they just slip out all the time. It's not fun, and it's not something you know you have until it's too late. So, uh, that's what I'm dealing with. It happened to my back, it happened to my knees, and
I have it in my
it is
lower
what it is.
spine and both knees, both shoulders, both wrists. I've got both hips. I'm well familiar with what you're talking about,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
feel for you on that. And I hope the braces help.
Thank you.
Um, because this is a popular question, Mystic Rose Adventures usually asks, but she's not. She had made it here yet, so I'll ask the question for her. What is your favorite season and why?
Fall. Obviously, it's fall because the colors are beautiful. I could take this back. Look, I could take this back till when I was 16, but this is not why. I took LSD when I was 16, and I just remember sitting on a park bench and watching the leaves as the sun rised, and I cried like a little baby. I cried. But that has nothing to do with any of this. Fall is beautiful. It's the right temperature. It's colorful. It's everything you need. You can put on a vest. You can put on a jacket. You could look the way you want to look. You could feel the way you want to feel. You can open the windows, let it breeze in. It's great. Some people would say spring. I say fall.
Absolutely brilliant answer, by the way. Um, Now, I know this is a lot of what Princess Cherry Coop does, but I also know you clapped it back and posted it for yourself as well. So, was it her idea to post the trivia question and answers like you guys do? And is that
Was it
a
was it
series that
was it my idea?
was it her idea to do it? And is it something that will continue? And will you continue to clap them back?
So this is a complicated question. So it's something we discussed on. We would have calls, like I said, for hours and hours. It's something we kind of like delved over. So I'm gonna be completely honest. I processed the videos, but this is something we came to together. So like she helped direct them and everything like that, and all I did was help put them together. But it's kind of it was symbiotic. It was something we put to at the same time.
I will say that the people that know me on here will know this already. I love trivia, and watching those particular videos with the trivia where you put where they give the question and the answer with after giving the option. And I really love that series. I love learning things I don't already know, and I love
Can I,
being
can I
tested. And love being tested on what I do know. So I really appreciate that series a lot.
could I add to that? Like I was doing those videos as well, and the idea was that as shallow as this might seem, we were going to do those videos until we met the quota of 30K, and then we were going to start putting out better videos. But at the end of the day, we ended up liking, well, she ended up liking them more than I did, um, the content. So I don't know. Some people ended up liking it. We thought it would be vapid, but some people responded to it. So we kept with it.
Welcome in to Bet You I Am Beck and Riley Rebecca. It's good to see you guys. Um, Another popular question, which means you're going to get this question. If you could travel back in time and talk to your younger self, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Slow down, man. You have one body. You have one body. Talk to the doctor. You don't have regular back pain. I thought back pain was normal for everybody. It's not. Just talk. You're not Superman. Just talk to the doctor. Slow down. Do things properly. When you're young, you think you're invincible, but it's going to catch up with you.
You're
That's what
right.
I'll say.
That's really great advice. Advice I could have used about 45 years ago.
Yeah.
But um, hindsight is always 2020. Um, I am one of those people that believes that every day that I wake up is a blessing, regardless of whether I hurt or don't hurt. And no matter what else is going on, I'm awake. It's a blessing. Paul wants to know if you could meet anyone famous, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
I don't know. That's a good question. Shoot, there's too many options. Too many options. Elvis was a cool guy, but I already hear his music. Oh my God, who am I gonna? I think I think I'm gonna. I don't know. I'm gonna not say what I think I was gonna say. Actually, whatever. I don't. I don't. Abraham Lincoln. I have no idea.
I'll tell you, I watched the Elvis movie that just came out on Netflix that was made 3 years ago, and it's as hugely successful as he was, as eminently talented as he was. Watching that movie made me feel sorry for him. His manager, Colonel Tom Parker, took advantage of him financially all of his career, all of his life. Um, and, and he had a hand in Elvis being given pills to wake up and during the day, to be able to perform, to be able to sleep at night. And you can't live on pharmaceuticals for that long. And he didn't. So he's one of the few alive or dead that I would love to talk to if I could. Riley
That's a good
Rebecca
answer.
Riley Rebecca asked if you could go to any time or generation, which one would it be?
I'm in it. I think I'm in it. If I had to change it though, I would go back to like I think the 50s. That's a pretty cool generation. It's nostalgic for me, like at least for the age I grew up in. Looking back on that, I always thought that was kind of cool. I like the aesthetic. When I was younger, I used to be in like productions and plays where we would do like the grease and everything like that. Um, I just think it's a great aesthetic. So I would go back to that time.
Bet you I am back. That's one of the best questions I've heard. This is her first time she's meeting you here, Justin. She would like you to tell 3 things that tell someone who you are, if you can.
Well, I think you're difficult. Okay, let me start over. Hang on a second. 3 things about me. I think I'm a people pleaser, or I want to be a people pleaser. I love animals to the bottom of my heart. I do, and I want to be creative. Um, and I want like everybody. I think I want people to notice me. Yeah.
Well, trust me when I tell you, people do notice you on here. So if that's one of the things you want, you are succeeding in that. Um, I have a question from your lovely bride. She says, "How did you feel recording the video with Travis and the Titanic? Did you like the homoerotic story?"
How did I hit you? What the fuck? How did I feel recording the video with Travis? Oh, or the Titanic video. I think that was a fun time. Listen, Travis is a good guy. He's good people. It was a fun video. It was fun, super fun, good, great time. Don't post her comments anymore.
All I do is ask the questions. My mods pin them. So, Marshall asked, "What do you do for work?"
What do I do for work? Well, like I said before, I'm disabled, but that doesn't mean I'm not working as much as I can. So right now I'm a freelance editor. I've been doing work for um, real estate companies where I do what's called virtual walkthroughs. They send me the footage and I edited that up. But right now that I'm in Germany, I'm kind of in like a stasis point where I'm not legally allowed to work yet until I get my whole situation legalized. But yeah.
Welcome in, Madam Butterfly. And Tina asked, "What would you do for a Klondike bar?"
What wouldn't I do for a Klondike bar? That's a better question. That's a better question. What wouldn't I do?
All right. Justin, you mentioned that you are an animal lover and that you have cats.
Mhm.
I would like to take a good part of this interview now, and let's talk about Cooper.
All right. So, if anybody knows, I have 3 cats, 3 beautiful cats, and Cooper is the. Let me just start from the beginning. I have 2 cats or 2 sisters, Castle and Cooper. 2 sisters, and then Cooper has a daughter named Frankie. These are the 3 cats that I have, and they're my family. And over the last couple of months, Cooper has developed a tumor on her chest that has gotten very big very fast. And I don't know how to articulate this, but she started licking it right around when we were getting like veterinary help. She started licking it and she licked the skin right off of it. And we're trying to get her the surgery she needs. It's going to be very expensive because we can't just cut it out anymore. They're telling me that if I cut it out, she's going to bleed to death. So we need to get her. Uh, we need to get her. Sorry, honey. What's it called? We need to get her the what's the cancer treatment called? Chemo. We have to get her the chemo. Sorry, I'm having a blank right now. So I can, if anybody wants, if they can help me out. We don't have a lot of money. Like I said, I can't currently work here in Germany. I came here with some savings, and we're doing the best we can. And we have the money to do the surgery to remove it, but we don't have the surgery for the chemo to keep her alive. So right now, if we do the surgery, she's just gonna die. Uh, this is graphic warning, by the way. I'm about to show you a picture. If you don't want to see it, look away. I'm going to show you a photo. This is what it looks like right now on her chest. It's very, it's very serious. It's not good. That's what it looks like. She keeps licking it off. We keep putting dressings on. We have an appointment tomorrow. But there's a GoFundMe on my page if anybody wants to try to help us out. It's in my bio. The link's in my bio. Or you could just DM me and I'll send you the link. It'll help us out a lot. I'm sorry this took me a long time to voice this,
Oh, it's
but
not a
we
problem. Um, and there's a lot of animal lovers among our friends, Justin. Guys, I encourage you to help however you can. Even a little bit helps. One thing I have found is that the the Clapper family I've made, the Clapper friends that I love enough to call family, really do rally around uh, when someone has legitimate need. And no one wants to see an animal suffer when there can be help. And it's Justin's family. If you own a pet, you have a cat or a dog, our fur babies are family. They're not just animals. So if you have it in your heart to give whatever you can give, please find his GoFundMe link, go to it, and donate what you can. I'm sure every little bit will help. So, um, Rockin' Horse, which is Karen, asked, "Do you like dogs and what kind?"
I think this weird transition. I think huskies are great. I like them. I don't like the way they shed, but they're beautiful dogs.
So let me go back to how old is Cooper, if you don't mind me asking.
She's just over 10 years old, and you know, she's too young for this. This is crazy. This whole thing just started a couple of months ago, like 3 months ago, and it started out like a little thing like this, and then like it grew so fast that it's crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's not good. It takes the wind out of your sails, you know. Like
That was a good look for you, Justin. I just want you to know.
I believe it.
Welcome in, Steve. It's good to see you. And Steve, given the video I saw today, I'd be watching out for shovels. Just saying. Um, so, is there any intention to ever come back to Canada?
Whoa, I'm sorry. Can you repeat that one? Is there
Is
any
there any
intention?
intention to ever go back to Canada, or are you in Germany for good?
I like to hope so. Here's my wife is Etchy. Sorry, she's got a name. Her name is Etchy. She doesn't always like the idea of leaving her family behind. That's why I came here initially, right?
Right.
But we toss it back and forth. It's something we're working on. We're thinking like if we ever have a child, this is something I wanted. Like I thought I wanted my child to be raised in Canada, but it's a day by day thing. You know, we're gonna work this out. Do I have an intention? Yes. Is it gonna happen? We'll talk about it.
That's a fair answer. And at the end of the day, and anyone that has a significant other in their lives, generally for us guys, if we keep the women happy, then we're happy, and that's the bottom line.
That's right.
Let me. You're on disability. How old are you, Justin? If you don't mind me asking.
This is a great question. So I just turned 38 on October 21st. So like I'm not very old, but I love that you brought this up. This is something I kind of want to raise awareness about. This is invisible disabilities. It makes me I had a lot of anxiety about this slide because I didn't want to talk about why I don't like actively work in the workforce. You know, I thought that was going to make me look bad. But the fact of the matter is, like, it's okay to have an invisible disability, but the other fact of the matter is, it's not okay to everybody else. So if people can't see why you're disabled, they're gonna lay judgments on you, and people can't help. And it's just it's a systemic thing. Every time you go somewhere, it's like, hey, how are you? What do you do? You know, you know.
I'd like to address that, Justin, because I haven't worked since I was 39 because of some of the same physical ailments you have. My lower back and the rampant arthritis through my body is why I'm on disability and have been since I was 39. So that's 23 plus years. Excuse the language and how I say this, but if they're not financing you, feeding you, or fucking you, it's nobody else's business, whether you work or not, how you provide for your family. And you owe
But
nobody an explanation.
it's inherently a question in everyday life, like, hey, how are you? What do you do for work? Like
That's
it's kind of
true.
like even
And
here.
people can show an interest in it. They can ask questions about it and not be judgmental as well. If they're going to judge, then they deserve nothing.
They that is an ideal world, you know, but it doesn't negate the pressure and the sadness it puts on people. You know, that it puts a guilt on people. What I mean is, like, I feel bad a lot of the time before I even meet somebody. Like, what am I gonna say to them? Like, they're gonna think I'm a loser. They're gonna think I'm trying to steal from the government. You know, these things are sad, and I
And
just want to raise. I just want to
how I
say,
deal with
like,
that, I've been dealing with it like I said, since I was about your age. Um, I don't give a shit what people think. I don't let it affect me here. People are going to think what they think. They're going to do what they do. The best thing you can do is not let it bother you. Does your wife have a problem with it?
no, my wife has been the most supportive. You know, she's been fantastic. My mother still says get a job, even though she's got the exact same thing that I have, which is crazy. She hasn't worked since she was 20, and it's not a contest about when you work, you know, but she should have an understanding. But
Well, if she tells you to get a job, throw it back at her.
but yeah, this is the whole thing is crazy. It's like a guilt complex that is nobody's fault, and I think I just put it on myself. Maybe it's my fault. I have no idea.
No, it took me years to get where I'm at with my attitude towards other people judging me for not working. And now I don't give a shit what nobody thinks. They don't pay my bills. They don't provide for my kids or my grandkids. They don't take care of my animals. So people can think what they want. That's their business. It doesn't bother me because I do for me and mine. How I do it, that's my business. That's nobody else's. If Tabby had an issue with it, then it might be something to be concerned about because Tabby is my significant other. If she's got a problem, then it's worth talking about. If somebody on the street who just doesn't happen to agree with the fact that I'm on disability doesn't like it, that's their problem. That ain't my problem. And I do understand where you're coming from because I've been there. I'm telling you, once you get to the point where what other people think doesn't matter, you'll be a lot happier for it. Trust me.
Well, hell, Tank, that's good advice, I think. Thank you, man. Thank you.
I'm just, it's something I feel strongly about because I've been I've been dealing with this for a long time. It took me a long time to accept that I wasn't getting up and going to work every day. I was
Right.
raised, a man goes out and he works and provides for his family. And I did, you know, from the age of 17 until I went on disability at 39.
Well, that's the thing. Nobody remembers what you used to do. They just care what you do now. That's the part that bothers me. Like I used to do a lot. I used to do a lot, but nobody cares about that. They just care what you do today, and that, it hurts.
But, and the bottom line, why does somebody else care what you do? Again, if they're not paying your bills, so what? If your bills are paid, that's the bottom line. How you do it, that's between you and your wife, and not between anybody else. It's none of their business. If somebody wants to be supportive, that's great. But if somebody's going to judge that, to me, that means they're a shitty person and they don't deserve any more of my consideration after that.
Yeah, I mean that's solid advice. I
And it
just
will
gotta take me
be,
some time.
and it will. I get that, but once you get there, you're going to find that it's going to weigh a whole lot less on you once you stop caring what people think, because people are going to do what they do no matter what you do, no matter what you have to say about it. The best thing you can do, and I learned this lesson when I was dealing with my divorce, because I was married to an evil woman. She's a narcissistic sociopath, and she was abusive. The best lesson I learned was that she's going to say what she says. She's going to do what she does. The best thing I can do for my mental health, don't worry about it. It's nothing. It's if you can't control it, it's not. That's not worth your worry. It's not worth your time considering it. Only control what you can control. Everything else takes care of itself, one way or the other.
That's good advice. Thank you.
So, Princess Cherry Coke asks, "What is your favorite movie and why?"
My favorite movie? Jesus. Etchy, what are you doing? She knows I love movies. I love movies. Wow. I have no idea what the best movie is. I have a lot. There's Forrest Gump. There's American Psycho. There's The Watchmen. Like, there's a lot of
I got
great
off.
movies. I can't pick a favorite. Can't do it. Sorry.
Well, let me pick one for you. My favorite movie is Tombstone, easily.
Tombstone is fantastic. That's a great one. That's a great one, man. And like when I was in college, I studied a lot of film noir movies. Like I love them all. I love The Maltese Falcon. Like I love Double Indemnity. I love all of these movies. Like I cannot pick. I cannot pick. I cannot pick.
Well, if you're like me, Justin, uh, my favorite movie is Tombstone. My favorite sports movie is Rudy. Um, my favorite movie on a given day really depends on what my mood is that day.
Have you seen the movie Any Given Day? Have you seen that one? That one's not bad.
Yeah, I have. It's a good movie. Paul wants to know, what's your favorite type of food?
Wait, pizza. Are you crazy? Pizza. Obviously, it's pizza. I like ham. I like pizza. I like ham on pizza. You could make pizza ham. If you could make ham and pizza into like
I have to ask, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
controversial, love it. Personally, not for me. My wife loves it, so it's a constant battle that I'm dealing with. But if you love her, you're gonna eat it, and if you like pizza, you're gonna eat it. So stop
If she loves
pretending
you,
you like pizza.
if she really loves you, she'll get half with pineapple and half without, so you don't have to eat it.
Do you hear that? Love you.
Paul asks, what's your favorite era or genre of music?
80s glam rock is pretty sweet. I also like early 90s punk rock. Like a lot of AFI. But like 80s glam rock is pretty sweet too. Like I like a lot of Aerosmith as well.
Couple of good
Uh,
questions. Steve asked, what was Val Kilmer's best role in your eyes and why?
Ghost in the Darkness. That was a great movie with the lions. You know that one with the
I'm
lions?
not familiar
Uh,
with it.
Yeah,
My answer to
that's
that,
a
my answer to
sorry.
that wouldn't surprise you. Go ahead.
No, I was going to talk about Val Kilmer hunting lions, so you go ahead.
I feel like his best role was playing Doc Holliday in Tombstone. That's why I said that shouldn't surprise you. He is critically acclaimed
That
for his
makes sense.
role in Tombstone.
That makes sense.
Marshall says, "How long did it take for you and your wife to know that you were going to marry?" Great question, Marshall.
Well, you're going to have to ask her the other half of that question, but for me, it was uh wow. If I'm going to be honest with you, at first I just thought she was somebody who was trying to get in my pants, you know. But over time, like realistically, like even after the first like 3 days, I realized she was talking to me to talk to me, and I was I was responding to what she was putting out there, and we were just talking. We weren't talking about anything hypersexual or nothing. We were just having conversations. So, you know, when you bond, you bond. For me, it was
Right.
pretty instantaneous.
Yeah. Um, Becky wants to know, what is one big audacious dream or goal you have for your future?
Uh, a big audacious dream for my future. You know, everybody wants to be somebody, but I would like to be. I think I would like to be somebody who nobody knows, but I know that I made a difference. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but I want to make sure that I can make a difference on this planet, and I don't want to have the recognition for it. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but that's something I think would be good for me because I would know I did it for myself.
You make people smile, and that makes a difference, Justin. Trust me.
Thank you.
Sometimes making somebody smile could be the difference in whether they survive that day or not. You don't know. That's the beauty of it. Just that's why I preach love and positivity and be kind to people, because kindness doesn't cost anything, but it can be everything to somebody that really needs it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. That's a good answer for the clown nose. Should took your answer.
I'm going to ask Ron's questions in a minute, but I want to take a minute, if you don't mind, and announce that next week at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time, I will be interviewing Iron Man Mike. Hopefully, he'll win his poker tournament, and he's dealing with an injury, so I'm looking forward to interviewing him. He's a Marine, fellow veteran. It's somebody I greatly respect, so I hope you guys will join me for that. Now, having said that, Ronan would like to know: do you play any instruments, and can you sing?
Everybody thinks I can sing. I haven't tried it. Crazy topic. But I used to dabble on the guitar. I used to have a BC Rich Warlock, BC Rich Beast guitar. I like just guitar. Band garage shit. Nothing good. Nothing great. I never. You know what happened to me is I plateaued. Like I played a lot. I played songs that I learned, but I could never excel and do like crazy solos. So right now I even have a guitar right here in the corner. You could probably see that, but
Right.
nothing special. So, and no, I
Well,
cannot sing.
I can't sing, but I sing every week, just about every week, and on Tuesday on my music lives. So you're welcome to join us and try your hand at singing. We in that live we preach positivity and support, and the people that come in, if they want to make fun of somebody or harass somebody because they don't think they can sing, they get their asses booted out. But we're not about that. We're about having fun, and music is fun. Singing is a lot of fun, and I can't do it, but I do it anyway. We have a
Yeah,
hand up.
I try
Titan
to.
slash Isaac. This is an interview. This is not an open live for people to come up. You're welcome to ask questions. If you'd like to ask a question for Justin, I'll be happy to ask it in your behalf. But I'm not bringing you into a box today. I wouldn't, if you're a betting man, Paul, I'd bet against that. Just saying. All right. At this point, unless somebody has an urgent question they want to see answered, this is the point in which I offer you an opportunity to do a shout out. It can be for who or whatever you want. And then I'm also going to ask you one more time to reiterate your request for help for Cooper, because it's something I believe strongly in, and I want to see your cat get better. So for now, this is your opportunity for a shout out.
Okay. So when I came to Clapper, this was fantastic. I met my wife on Clapper. That was the best thing that ever happened to me. I came to Germany um, when I was trying to get married, and it took us a couple of weeks to get everything sorted. And during those 3 weeks, Clapper started dropping my followers. I got down to 27,000 followers taken off my account. I went from 35K down to 8K in 3 weeks of coming here to marry my wife. So that sucks. And I'm just getting AI messages. AI messages. That's that's crazy, and I can't get a real human on it. So if anybody wants to back me up on that, make some noise, send me a message, and I'll send you the screenshots of my account. Maybe we can make Clapper listen. Outside of that, I want to say that my cat really, really, really needs your help. If you can go to my bio, or again, just message me in my DMs, and I'll send you the link for the GoFundMe. I really need to save Cooper. She's my best. She's one of my best friends. You know, she,
Being an animal lover, I definitely understand that.
she's good people. Cooper's good people. Trust me. And what was the question, Tank? I'm losing myself.
No, this is just your opportunity to do a shout out.
Oh, and the shout out I want to give is to Ronan. Ronan, he gave to my cats. Thank you, Ronan, so much. I want to say thank you to Rock and Robin. Look, she gave to my cats as well. I want to say thank you to Carrie. Carrie gave to my cats. If I'm missing anybody, I'm very sorry. Yeah, I feel like I'm Dodad. Dodad gave to my cats as well. Thank you, Dodad. Um, it means more than you guys will ever know. And thank you, Tank. Thank you for giving me this platform. I don't want to spoil any of this, but it means a lot, man. You don't know what you're doing for people. You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot more than you know, and this is important. Thank you.
Well, it does as much for me. Believe it. I've been blessed to interview and talk to some really amazing people in almost the. I restarted doing my Big Tank Talk interviews in January, and this has been a blessing. It has been an honor to have you as my guest, and believe that. Uh, you're an amazing guy. I'm really happy to be your friend. And this has been a wonderful interview, and I appreciate you. I want to shout out Paul, who is the voice reaper. If you guys don't know him, he is screen recording this so that I can post it on YouTube on Wednesday. I want to shout out my other mods. They help keep this interview live clean, so we don't get the clapper hookers or people coming in here begging for attention or money. And they pin the questions so that I don't have to try to do that in addition to asking the questions. I appreciate everybody that's here so much. You guys support me every week, and it means more than you could possibly know. Having said that, Justin, I want to thank you again for being my guest today. I know being over in Germany, this is late in the day for you, while it's just the middle of the afternoon for me. So I very much appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much for having me, Tank. Honestly, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor, and I can't thank you enough, man. This has been really cool, and thank you everybody in the comments. Thank you everybody. Hashtag community.
And with that, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you guys on the Clapper Streets.